calculated for a startup in our category, 20 to 30x. So when you look at the low valuation, just by the end of this year, our valuation is going to be 28 million at the low end. And on the high end, that's going to be 43 million valuation. But what's even more fascinating is that by having just 25% growth quarter over quarter, that's at 25%, by the end of next year, we would have almost 300K monthly revenue. Our yearly revenue would be 3.5 million, but look at the valuation numbers. Our low valuation is 70 million and our high valuation is 100 million. That's the power of this game that we are playing, right? We are now operating on business at the highest level. And here things are different, and this is why we're doing all of this, and I'm going to show you all of how we're going to benefit from this and what our plan is. So, but look how much closer we are. We really are so much closer to our goal than maybe a lot of you and myself thought initially. Our ultimate goal is to return 100x to 300x for the Dragons, right? We created this group so that we would invest in it, and then we have a big return for all of us. But of course, the big question is, let's go back to reality. Let's come back on the ground. How are we going to achieve all of this? What is the tactical plan? We have this amazing vision. We have projections. We have estimates. We have the product, CF2. It just, on paper and the feedback we got, it's all amazing. But how are we going to actually get those 1,000 users? This is what I'm going to show you in our 2024-2025 hypergrowth plan. Let's jump into our 2024-2025 hypergrowth plan, and let's see how we're going to actually achieve all of those objectives and milestones on a very tactical and actionable level. So we're going to start with our Client Flow 2 roadmap. So as you can see, we're going to start in August of next month with our closed beta. And the purpose of the closed beta is we want to make sure that before we launch our product to the world, that the users have an amazing experience, that they're using it, they understand it, they're getting results with it, and that they love the software. And most importantly, that they are locked in. They want to keep using CF2. We want to retain them as users. So once the closed beta is finished and we've done all the testing and made sure everything is great, then we're going to go into September and do our public launch. This is where we're going to actually launch it to the world and launch it to people, and people will finally get a chance to just start using it and jump in. And that by that point, our software will be just, 100% ready to go, will be a winning product. And this is where I'm going to show you where our massive growth plan comes into play. And after that, our big focus is going to be on reaching that 1,000 users. This is our golden number, our key number that is going to unlock that 20 million and 50 million and $100 million valuation for us. That's really our winning metric that we need to get to by January 2025. So how will we achieve all of that? How are we going to get there? How are we going to achieve those numbers? So let me show for you our growth plan and our objectives and milestones for growth that we need to hit. So with our public launch in September, we're going to start with 100 users. And already in CF2, we had 70 users. So 100 users, that's trivial. We can do that, no problem. And then all we need to do is grow 15% per week. Okay, we need to so we go from September 100, October 200, November we're going to want to be at 350, December 600, and finally to close the year in January at 1,000. So let's review and see what needs to happen to get those numbers. The first thing, of course, we need to have a great product, so we need development. The great news is development is going really well. We finished the CF2 demo, as you've seen, and CF2 itself, the software, the complete software, is in an advanced stage. A lot of the development work for Client Flow 2 has really been happening for the past 8, 10, and even 13, 14 months now. And basically to bring CF2 to market, we are assembling all the different software packages that we've had to create this amazing AI, amazing software, and the amazing capabilities that I showed you so far. And my core focus is going to be that for the rest of July, we make sure that the beta is launched, and then focusing on the beta, and then afterwards the public launch, and then afterwards make sure we hit that 1,000 user number. But then we're back to that number. 1,000 users. How are we going to achieve that number? And let me show you here our portfolio of hyper growth strategies that will get us there. Now to start, we have our existing assets. We have right now a 10,000 email list of active subscribers. We have also an additional about 50,000 email list that we haven't tapped into yet. Out of the 10,000, we have 3,000 interested, and we have 480 on a waiting list. So we're going to be launching campaigns and email campaigns. That has been very successful for us, and we've had very high conversion rate. We're going to keep doing that, and we're going to build up our email list. Our goal is to actually have a 500,000 email list by the end of the year. Now, to support all this and to make it all happen, we're going to be building up our digital assets, our website, our social, our content, our video. We want to have that visibility. We want to have that credibility. We want people to see us, people to know that, hey, we're here and that we're playing at the highest level, and that they can fully, understand everything we're doing and to value it. Now, many of you guys are marketers and marketing experts. You know that, marketing is nothing without your funnel. You need that acquisition and conversion funnel. So that's going to be a major, major focus on our funnel. And the great news is, in fact, there's two great news. One is that Artemis is already a great sales agent. Our Artemis is a great sales AI. It knows how to sell, and it sells itself. In fact, we've done testing, and we've sent like 50 people through Artemis, and this is the old version, and about 4 of them bought the software just because Artemis convinced them. So our funnel is going to be built into our product, and I believe this is a core viral strategy. The same way ChatGPT, sold itself. I believe Artemis also can sell itself. Just by talking with it, you will see the value of it, and you will want to use it and keep using it, and you're a user now. You're acquired. You're activated. Now, to support more growth and more activities, we're developing our outbound sales team. So this sales team is going to first work on getting us sales for the software, and they're going to work on channels like LinkedIn, like Reddit, like Facebook, like different forums, all these media channels and forums and stuff. And they're going to be doing the cold email, cold calling, and cold messaging. And also, they're going to be supporting some activities that I'm going to share with you in a second. Part of, a lot of you guys know websites like AppSumo, like a product launch. These websites, and there's literally dozens and hundreds of them, that specialize in promoting software deals, right? We are now talking with them. We are investigating them. We are looking at making deals for them, when the time is right, so that we launch our software on all these platforms if it's right for us, right? But there's so much opportunity for launching and so many audiences that it's really up to us how much we want to release. But perhaps I believe this is going to be the biggest driver of growth, because we've seen it with ClickFunnels, we've seen it with Go High Level. Their core growth strategy was affiliate marketing, right? Today, there's literally tens of thousands of marketing channels and influencers that they have millions in their audiences, right? And the only thing they're waiting for is a great offer, a great product, something that converts really well, and something that has a great affiliate program. And I believe we check all 3 boxes, and we are perfectly positioned to provide a great affiliate program and something that is hyper attractive to these affiliate partners. So our goal is that by public launch in September, we will have the full affiliate program and the affiliate system, the tracking system, and a multi-tiered tracking system ready to go. And I told you earlier that the outbound sales team is going to do some additional activities. One of the activities they will do is to secure us those relationships and to get those commitments and to establish those affiliate relationships, so that on launch day we can secure that promotion, that they will promote the software on launch day, and they will make a lot of money with us, and we will make money, and we're all going to make money together. Now, this one, there's been a lot of talk about this one, and I think this one is really fascinating, and I think this is a strategy that we shouldn't ignore, which is leveraging big money investors. Now, as you've seen, we are a hyper efficient startup, right? We've been bootstrapped, we've been funded by micro investments, and that has been a great strategy that really allowed us to get to where we are and really get so much value for the investors, right? And kind of keep us on the right track. So we're not changing that strategy. But at the same time, there is an opportunity to leverage big money investors, because there are VC funds, there are big investors, there's a lot of money out there. We're talking so much money that it's almost hard to imagine, and literally they are looking for startups like ours to invest in. So how can we use this for our advantage, right? So this strategy is, this is nice to have investment, not must have investment. So the way we built our growth strategy, we don't need investor money to grow, right? We don't need them to grow. But if at a certain point some investors come in and they say, hey, for a few percentage shares in your company, we'll give you 5 million or 10 million. That can be a smart play, and we can leverage that money in order to grow faster, to build a bigger development team, and we can return money to the Dragons in terms of share buybacks. So some of you might want to secure your investment and say, hey, look, I invested 1,000, let me take out 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and then keep the rest, for so it grows. But we can do that if we get big money investments. But again, this is going to be on our terms. We're not dependent on it, and this is something we will discuss as the Dragons and the investors, and make sure that this is the right move for us and for the company. Okay. So I hope you're starting to see, hey, all right, okay, Mike, we are really getting there. We have the product is being built. We've seen all the different parts of it and how it works. We've seen the demo is working. We've seen the market feedback. It's been really strong. These marketing strategies, they're all within reach. We can do it. So we're seeing that CF2 is really poised for massive growth. And I would say the only thing we need to do is to launch, or perhaps just to execute. Okay, so you've seen we have this amazing plan, right? But how do we achieve certainty, right? What needs to really happen to make sure all this comes about? How do we ensure that we achieve our roadmap and our target goals? And what resources do we need to execute our hyper growth strategy, to build that growth engine and get to that 100 million valuation, and get to ultimately get to our $1 billion valuation? So as you know, I'm committed to our $1 billion goal. I'm completely committed to it. This has been my complete focus. In fact, I've moved here to the Philippines so I can completely focus on this, and this has been my 24-hour 24/7 commitment. And you guys that have been working with me and seeing me, you've seen me from the beginning, and you've seen me work many 12 and 16-hour and even 24-hour and even 32-hour shifts, just to make sure that we meet the deadline, that we finish the milestone, that we get it on time, and we achieve our goals. So I'm 100% committed to this, and more than committed, I believe it will happen, because I've been seeing it happen. We've been proving it step by step. So now it is almost an inevitability that we just have to keep going. But here's the thing, the main point I want to get across, which is I can't do this alone. This is literally the purpose of the Dragon Alliance. This is why we created this group. This is so we can leverage our resources and make this happen. You've seen now in software development, it takes time to develop a great product. It takes many months to do that, right? Even as a solo developer, you have to spend many, many months, and you have to test things. It takes time to do that. How are you going to pay the bills? How are you going to finance that development, right? This is why we created the Dragon Alliance. Why? So that we can play a bigger game. See, none of this has been an accident. We've been building a software startup. We're a tech startup. We're doing AI. Our business model, everything we are doing is because we want to achieve a massive goal and get huge return for us, for the Dragons. Warren Buffett was asked, what's your secret of success? How come you became a billionaire? And he said two things. One, I was born in the US, and two, the power of compounding. And this is what we have discovered, that through this business model and investment model that we created, we are able to compound these small investments into big results and achieve bigger things. And you know what? This is what the richest people in the world are doing. when you look at Elon Musk, for example, and he goes from one year from $100 billion to next year at $200 billion, what's happening? Has he really earned? Has he worked so hard to get